All right, everybody. Derek Shelton is here.
Uh, Great night by our bullpen. I mean, really came in, stepped up. Stratton at the end was outstanding. Just that was huge for us.
So, with Keller, is there anything like any sort of details you can be more specific? We heard heat illness, but what exactly was going on? What was he feeling?
Yeah, he just got overheated and didn't feel well, and just didn't feel like he could continue to go just with where he was at. So just made the decision after taking a look at him in the second, and he just didn't look good, so got him out.
Derek, does that just take some hydration and just some rest here? Is this something that's ever come up before?
No, this is the first time it's come up, and we will hydrate him and probably just reevaluate him tomorrow.
Not drama.
You said in recent weeks that you guys have been lacking the big hits, and to see so many of them fall this game, you had a big one last game. How much of a difference can that make for the offense just to see it happening so consistently through the past two games?
Yeah, it changes the course of how your lineup rolls over. It changes the course of how opposing teams have to use their bullpen, and we had been lacking that, and it's one of those things that when you start to get them, then you'll really see runs continue to mount up. And we've done a nice job. Big hits last night. Stallings got the big hit last night after a couple walks, but tonight we just continue to put them on.
Shelty, 1 through 3 in your order looks like it's as good as any 1 through 3 that you can find in baseball. Is it a little bit of a luxury to pencil those guys at the top of the order now?
Yeah, I mean we got a guy that's leading the league in hits, and I think Reynolds is leading the league in doubles, are pretty close, and continues to swing the bat well. And then when you get a guy that we had penciled in to hit second back, it kind of changes and lengthens us out. And in the first two nights of Key being back, I think we've seen that.
Shelty, Key notwithstanding here, but you guys jumped on a lot of inside fastballs. Is that coincidence, or do you feel like that's maybe you guys being ready to hit and just on time?
No, I think it's the second point. We were ready to hit and on time, and I think we've talked with this group, numerous times when we go through stretches we're not in a position to hit, and we've been in a better position to hit the last few nights, and tonight it really stood out.
Schulte, when you bring in Stratton, are you thinking he could go 3 2/3, or was it just he's so efficient that he was able to complete it at night?
Well, he was extremely efficient. We double switched specifically thinking that he could give us length if we got to that spot. Now, for me to tell you that I thought he was going to go 3 2/3, I think I'd be lying to you. But the intent when we doubled was for him to give us multiple.
Shelty, I know that Key Bryant had some games at Indy, but for a young kid like this to come up after being out 2 months and just hit the way he has these first two nights, what's that say about him?
Well, number one, it's impressive. Number two, it just shows that, there's not a lot to his swing. And when you don't have a lot of movement and you're pretty short to the ball, that you're able to repeat it. And, he repeated it when he went to Indy kind of right off the bat. We saw it back here in a live BP, and now he's taking it into games.
All good for Derek? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, everybody, have Chris Stratton in the chair. Questions for Chris?
Chris, I know you already have one career save. Was this one kind of like that one? I imagine they're kind of all the same, you know what I'm saying? 3 2/3.
Yeah, the other one was after Bumgarner. I did a 4-inning save after him. I think we're playing the Dodgers next. They were wanting to save him for them, so we got out of the game because the game was out of hand at the time. So, yeah, it was pretty similar to this.
I was actually kidding. I didn't realize it was
Yeah, that's how the other one was. Yeah.
Chris, you retired 11 in a row for 3 2/3 innings. I mean, how would you describe how that went? Did you just feel like you were in a groove?
I think Stallings is one of the most underrated catchers in the game. Just his ability to call pitches and keep people off balance. He just always calls the right pitches at the right time, I guess is the best way to describe it. I got 4 to work with, and I want to use all of them. And I feel like we're keeping them off balance for the most part. When you get down like that in a baseball game, everybody's trying to do some damage. So I think it kind of helped with some early outs, and it helped me go a little bit deeper.
Chris, why do you think it's all come together for you here in Pittsburgh after being in San Fran and Anaheim?
That's a great question, actually. I don't know. I think just kind of knowing I belong is a big part of it. I'm always people have always told me I need to be a little meaner. My wife doesn't ever want to hear that, so it's a little different with that. But yeah, I think just being comfortable and just having the confidence to go out there and execute what you got. And I feel like my stuff's better now than it was when I first got up. I just feel like execution overall and just the ability to go through a lineup. Obviously, I had some spurts when I was a starter with San Fran, and I had some pretty good outings. But overall, I feel like my stuff is better now than it's ever been.
Chris, how's it feel to have your dog back in non-baseball?
Oh man, what a relief! Man, I can't thank this city enough. You know, as soon as he went missing, we put up flyers and tweeted out a few things, and it spread pretty fast like wildfire. So, like I said, I can't thank everybody here enough. He's at home. He's definitely sleepy. He's been sleeping a lot, not really eating too much. So I don't really know what he's been getting into eating wise, but somebody was feeding him, or either that or he was hunting down some wild game or something. So, but like I said, man, I can't thank everybody enough. Everybody's been so kind. Just any person that we ran into was, ask, have you seen this dog? And they're like, no, but like, what's your number? I would, if I see him, I'll reach out as soon as I can. And there was not one person that was just like, nah, I hadn't seen him, and just kept walking. Every single person wanted to help. So thank you.
Hey, Chris. Sorry to change the subject. That is great news, obviously. But you've been in a few different bullpens now. I know you have the starters experience, but how much does it help to have multiple guys that can do that multiple inning thing that you're particularly good at, obviously? And obviously, a day like today, you got to cover a lot of innings. But is it a different sort of group having? I mean, it's already like it's 9 deep in the bullpen, right? Like, and there are a handful of guys that can go multiple. How much does that help in your role?
Oh man, it's huge. I just feel like the group that we have, I was talking to Shreve about it. I've talked to Clay and a lot of other guys, man. We feel like that anybody can throw in any situation. We got Crick for the 8th, and we got obviously Rich Rod for the 9th, but anybody else can throw in leverage situations. So we're really confident in our group that we can go out and get outs at any time. But Dwayne's really helped us out a ton, especially with some of the the early outings with some of the guys just eating up some innings. I just can't thank him enough. Every time he does something like that, everybody in the pen's picking him up. But I just think as a unit, I think that we have that identity that once the game's handed to us, that we're going to do everything we can to keep it right where it's at. It's helped us out a ton.
All right, all good for Chris? Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, fellas, thank you for holding on. We have Key Brian Hayes here, and then Frazier will be following him. Questions for Key?
Key, I think we're working out of, check boxes for you to go through on this rehab tour. How good did the home run feel off the bat?
Yeah, man, I got a pitch before I swung at, it was in the ground, so I was just telling myself, got to see it up, and having to get that same pitch and up in the zone, and I was able to put a good swing on it.
You talked to us yesterday about your approach, trying to drive it through the middle. Was that a pretty good example of exactly kind of how you picture things in your head?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time whenever I'm going up there, a lot of the heat maps from guys that we face, they're trying to live out over the plate. So I just try to stick with that approach, see something up out over the plate, and try to put a good swing on it.
When you see your starting pitcher go out in the second inning and it's still, it's not a lopsided game or anything like that, what's the offense think? What do you guys need to do at that point?
I mean, just as a whole team, we just got to pick him up. We didn't really know what was going on or whatever, so I mean, we just had to pick him up and try to put together good at bats, and the bullpen had to pick him up today.
Keith, asking you about the guys who are right before and right after you in the order, like that's a really good top three that you guys have going right now. How special is it in your eyes, and how much does it help you knowing that you got two really good hitters surrounding you in the order?
Yeah, I mean, all the time that I was out, I mean, I got to watch it. I got to watch all those games, and yeah, what they're doing is pretty special. So to be right there in the middle of it's fun for us. And I mean, we're all 1 through 9 just trying to put together good at bats and draw walks, foul pitches off, and put good swings on the ball.
You said about your dad's in town. It's the first time he's been able to see you play in the majors. What's it been like to have that experience with him this weekend? And what's kind of words have he said to you about watching you play?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really say too much to me. I mean, he just check in every now and then, but I mean, for the most part, he doesn't really say anything. He's always said that I'm gonna have to learn on my own because he's not always gonna be there, right there at the game with me. So, I mean, he's really chill. I mean, he doesn't really say too much to me. Every now and then, if I want to ask him something, I'll just ask him and he'll let me know. But other than that, he just kind of stays out of the way.
But has it been nice to have him here to see him, to have him see you play and play as well as you have these past two games?
Oh yeah, definitely. He was out in Chicago opening day, and I was able to hit a home run that day. That was pretty special for me, my first opening day, and his first time seeing me since 2019 in a regular season game. So, but yeah, anytime I can have family in town, whether it be my mom, my dad, brothers, nephews, niece, it's always special for me just to be able to play in front of them.
Yeah, I know you had some rehab games in AAA, but did you expect to hit the ground running quite this fast your first two games back?
I mean, down in the rehab games, I mean, I was feeling pretty good. I felt like I mean, the first guy I faced, he was throwing 100 miles per hour. So, and I felt good in the box even that first day. So, I mean, a lot of it's just, you just got to be confident in your prep, like your prep day, like before the game, and just got to stick with your approach every day and just go up there with confidence.
Thanks, Keith.
All good for Key? All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll continue this with Adam Frazier. All right, good to go for Adam.
And the way those top three with Key back right now, top three in the lineup are kind of cooking with Key back. I guess how do you kind of view you three and maybe the lineup as a whole now that Key is back?
Yeah, he's had a great couple games. Hopefully keep it rolling, and myself and Reynolds can too. So, but yeah, it's a huge spark. And 1 through 9 really tonight. We all had it going. So, fun night, and yeah, like I said, we can show up again tomorrow and see if we can do it again.
I don't think I've asked anyone this, but what is it like to face a position player pitching that late in the game after you're geared up for 90 something all game, and then he just comes in throwing low 80s? Is that kind of a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more nerve-wracking doing that than facing a normal guy. So just up there trying not to strike out. I probably should have swung at a pitch earlier than I did. He gave me one to hit. Wish that ball would have stayed fair down the left field line. Would have been nice, but I didn't strike out. So.
And you talked about Key Bryan batting behind you, but I mean, it seems like every time you get on base, there's a good chance you're going to score. Do you get that feeling now that he's back in the lineup, that between him and Reynolds behind you, that you guys can start driving in some runs like the way you did tonight?
Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't really thought about it that way. But yeah, it's especially them swinging the way they are now. So that's my job, just get on base for them. And, if we can continue that, I think we got a lot better chance of winning ball games when opportunities put up a lot of runs. So yeah, it's pretty good protection with those two behind me.
Anything else for Adam? Oh, Mike, you got something, Mike? You good?
I was just going to ask, the job by Chris Stratton tonight and basically the whole bullpen playing behind them. How big was that, especially after Keller went down? After 2 innings.
That's huge, really huge. Wayne came in, pitched really good, and then Strat, 4 innings right there. I hadn't seen him go 4 innings since college, so that was fun to watch. And he looked good doing it. So, no, he picked us up big time right there with the 4 innings, and that saved our bullpen a lot. And happy for him, and I think all the guys down there are pretty happy for him too.
Adam, I know this is a little off topic, but his dog dilemma was all over Twitter with his missing dog. Is that something you guys were talking about in the clubhouse with about Ace?
Oh, yeah, I asked him about it. I mean, you try to, know your teammates and keep up with what's important to them. And yeah, I mean, I saw it on Instagram and everything else. And so ask him each day, you find him yet? You find him yet? And then, just you want to make sure the dog didn't, get hit by a car or something like that. So happy it's back safe, and might be why he pitched 4 innings scoreless tonight.
So you got 2 saves.
Yeah.
Good one, Kev. All right, we'll close with that. Thank you, guys.